how to think in English, specifically the beginners. If you're not a beginner, you can always listen to this content. Remember that learning takes place every time, consciously and otherwise. Today's conversation is with Lalita, and you'll get the answer to this. Lalita has been practically working on this, so she'll be able to guide you in that way. And I have also added some guidelines which will help you in the future. After the conversation, she joined my one-to-one training session. She's a learner on my platform. I wouldn't call it a formal platform, but she's drastically improved. She had some areas, so we have also spoken about the action areas, the areas that require a lot of improvement. And she's a quick learner because she knows much about the language, but practically maybe no, she's not equipped. But still, she shares a lot of things through this video. If you want to connect with me, you can send an email. I've given the email ID in the video description and also towards the end of the video. Remember, when you send an email, especially for a professional reason, you have to include your self-introduction. You don't have to disclose so much about yourself, but that kind of validates your name, what you are, where you're from, why do you want to have a conversation with me. And also, if you're connecting with me for one-to-one training session, then that's different. Just send an email for both the purposes. Now, over to the conversation. Hey, good afternoon, Lalita. How are you?
Yes. Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing great. What about you?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking me. So nice to connect with you. Thanks for sending the request and for being a part
Yeah,
of my YouTube channel and the conversational video.
yeah,
Right?
same from my side. It's have been almost 1 month ago I started to watch you. So I means it's important to me, or you can say that it fascinates me to connect to you. Means the
Okay.
day after, and before that I was not getting. Okay, you mentioned already the means Gmail ID you're here, and means so that we can connect to you. And after that, when I started to watch your videos, so I get to know ideas about you. Means how you started your journey through. I have seen lot of your videos
Thanks
in
a lot.
between 1 month.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thanks a lot for
Yeah.
watching because this is what I tell people. When you watch, you get a lot of
Yes.
things. And I have seen your comments on many videos. So I was like, who is this
Yes.
Lalita? Who is Lalita? She's
Hardly I message even. Yeah, hardly I message because most of the times it's very it means when I started to watch you, so it's difficult to message in between because the start I mean the way you are very sincere and the words you are using. So it takes means you are. I feel like that I'm just engrossing in myself
oh, thanks a
into the
lot.
whole video. So
Thank you
when
so
I
much.
conscious, okay, that time okay I can stop and I have to write. Means it happens, but otherwise most of the videos and I have and means you are impacting a lot in a means in a great way to the people
Thanks a
in
lot.
a very short, and your words are very precious. Means I have seen you are very sincere about your work. Means if I can see you on one quality, you're very sincere, and the word you means very professional. I can say that, and I know about your journey also. So yeah, it's very obvious.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. When people come and tell me what I have spoken about me through my videos, it's great because you're spending your precious time to listen to something
Yes,
that I share is great. I think that is also part of my success. It's not just
yes,
learning something, and also it's not
yes,
about the
yes,
qualification. That's what
yes.
I'm so happy about that today. Like it's helping one person, it's great. Thank you. So Lalita, I need to
Yeah,
know more about you. What do you do? And please
yeah, yes,
introduce yourself. Yeah.
definitely. Sure, ma'am. Yeah, as you already know my name, I'm Lalita, and I was born and raised in Uttarakhand.
Okay, right?
Uh, yeah, yeah, but currently we are living in Noida because my husband is working here in
Mhm.
IT sector. So that's why it's have been almost 5 to 6 years. We shifted here. And if I talk about my qualification, so I have done my master's in English literature, like you. And after that, I did B.Ed, Bachelor of Education. I did,
Okay,
and
great.
after B.Ed, I did a job also. I was a teacher. I used to teach, and it's have been almost 4 years I did teaching.
Mhm.
I was a teacher in a private school, and I'm blessed with a son. So the day my son was born, so that day I left my job, and
Okay,
now it's have been almost 6 years. I'm not doing job.
okay.
I mean, but now my son is also growing, and he's going to the school. So I'm getting time. So I'm spending my time to learn this language again.
Oh, great. Okay. Now you're not
Yeah.
working, but you're working on your language. That's great.
Yes, I'm working on my language so that I want to become striving hard to become a language trainer like
Oh,
you.
okay. Right, right.
Yeah.
So English
Yeah.
literature, like how were those days? Like, are you brushing up literature or just English? These are
No,
two different
language.
aspects.
Now,
Language.
now I'm brushing up I am trying to hone my skills in the language part, especially.
Okay, okay,
In 2021, I gave my last exam. I was preparing, means after B.Ed, I cleared my CTET because it's a
okay,
mandatory part to clear the CTET. And
okay,
after that, I was preparing for some government exam, like I was preparing for the literature PGT
okay.
exam.
PGT exam. Okay,
And when I was preparing, so I was preparing the literature, and I was preparing grammar, and one portion is a vocabulary. So in this
okay, okay,
there are three sections on it.
okay.
So I started to feel myself I'm engrossing to language part more compared to the literature,
Okay, okay, okay.
and I'm learning this language in a holistical manner where I do everyday reading, writing, listening, and
Very
speaking too.
good. Good, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So being a
So
literature
I
student, you will know how
yeah.
to go also. Though this is not
Hmm.
literature, literature is the
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
highest and the crudest form of the
Ah, yes,
language.
yes,
But
yes,
you
yes.
know how speaking, reading, writing will help you, and even listening.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, na, it's a common part because we are a student of the literature. So in there is a mentioned in everywhere in the language and literature. If you want to go grow in this language, so you have to go through the all the four aspects. That is
Exactly.
mandatory. And
Exactly.
literature is a kind of rich vocabulary, I feel.
Yes, yes, definitely. It is.
Like hobbies, so I like reading. And
Reading.
reading is one of my hobbies. Yeah, reading is means whenever I get time, so I read a lot.
Okay.
And cooking is one of my hobby, and connect to the new people. And
Okay.
nowadays I'm feeling very good when I getting chance to connect to the people. I share my
Okay.
experience. They also share their experience with me, so it's kind of harmony. It can makes us harmony between the people.
Okay. Okay. Right. And I can also
Yeah,
feel
so
the energy when you speak. You're so energetic.
actually, what happens when this language comes in my mind, or if I get someone who is speaking in me in English, so I don't know what energy comes within me. It
Radiate.
comes
Energy
within.
radiates
Yeah,
on the face. Yes, yes,
yes, and
yes.
especially for when somebody is speaking me in English,
Yeah,
especially for
got
this
it.
language.
Got it. Got
Yeah,
it.
it's
Yes.
not a burden to me. Like whatever I'm doing, like reading, writing, whatever I'm doing, listening. So it's feel means I feel energetic, and it gives me energy even more than that.
Good, good. You feel with
Yeah.
English, you're very comfortable with English. Okay.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes,
that's great. So I think you're the right person to speak about thinking in English. Now, this is a general
yes,
question.
yes,
Lalita,
yes,
you know that in our society, everybody do not have, I mean, they're deprived of going to an English
yes,
medium school, or
yes,
maybe
yes.
even if not English medium school, at least have the
Yes,
environment
yes.
to speak in English.
I am
Okay.
also means I never did my study from the English medium. I
Okay.
throughout my Hindi medium. I did all of my
Okay.
study in the Hindi medium.
Right. Okay. But still, we have also seen many collectors and many legendary
Hmm.
figures who never
Hmm.
went
Hmm.
to English, I mean,
Hmm.
English medium school speaking beautiful English. Now, my question
Yes.
is, many people struggle with this. We have discussed about a
Hmm.
lot of factors on my
Hmm.
channel, different aspects
Hmm.
of learning also.
Hmm.
How to think in English? Because generally
Hmm.
beginners say, I know only Hindi or I know only my
Hmm.
language. How can I
Hmm.
think in
Hmm.
English when I don't know even one word in English? So, thinking
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
English is important because you cannot translate. What is your
Hmm.
name? You translate from Hindi. That's not possible because
Hmm.
two different
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
languages and they
Hmm. Hmm.
operate differently. So, do you
Hmm. Hmm.
have some tips for our learners? Like, how can we begin thinking in English? How did you do
Yes.
it? So, you
Yes.
can put
Actually.
yourself in the shoes of a beginner and
Hmm.
then give some insights. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, according to me, I will just take an example here. I will just give an example. Like when the child borns, so the child learns till 2 years, the child is just listening.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Whatever language the child is listening from his or her surrounding. So
Yes.
the child is just listening. And after 2 years, his minds automatically think about that language. It doesn't
True.
matter this is in English, this is Hindi or means Punjabi, whatever language. So what
Yes.
happens? This language automatically going in his mind or her mind, and after that they start to think in that language.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to start from that. Nowadays we are living in the internet era. Globally we
Yes.
are connecting to the people, so
Yeah.
we have a lot of resources, and now we cannot say I means I don't have environment, so that we can create
Yeah.
if we
True.
really are passionate about that. So what we can do, we can listen and more listen, and after that, because we are giving input to ourselves, and if we are giving input to ourselves, so definitely it gives our output after some it takes time, and we can start with that. And if I am a homemaker, suppose, so what I am doing, I'm brushing and I'm preparing food, means I'm putting the pouring the water, whatever
Yeah.
I'm doing, means according to my, I'm getting ready, helping to my son in the home, in his homework, into
Yes.
the getting ready to the school. So whatever, means what according to your environment or according to your routine, we have to start to think in English whatever we are doing. Is it
Hmm.
doesn't matter we are making a proper sentence or not. At least
Yes.
we can start with the whatever we know. Little vocabulary we have to steal.
Okay. Okay. Good.
And what happens, our mind is also getting trained to think, suppose the word is coming, the box in front of me, there is a box and there is a pen.
Yes.
So I cannot say that, I can say, okay, this is a box, this is a pen. If I'm not
Hmm.
saying this is a okay, this pen, it is,
Hmm.
I mean, that is enough in
That
starting
is enough.
initial.
Okay. Okay.
Before sleeping, whatever we have did in the whole day,
Hmm.
whatever our routine was, so we can narrate out the story in our mind in English.
Oh, good. Very good. Okay.
What happens, our mind is our unconscious mind is subconscious mind is 24 hours is ready,
Yes.
is it?
Yes.
So what happens, these words whatever we are narrating to ourselves, so it's important we have to narrate in English whatever English we know. And
Okay.
what happens in the whole mind, we are sleeping, our conscious mind is sleeping, but our subconscious mind is not sleeping still.
Okay.
So when we wake up early in the morning, so we wake up in the same mode,
Hmm. Okay.
English mode. When we are surrounded ourselves, and third one is that we have to try to surround ourselves with, nowadays it's easy to surround ourselves when we are sitting. Suppose I'm sitting in my home and I
Yeah.
can talk to you from, obviously you are different state, so we can talk to the, so that way we can create the environment. We
Exactly.
can listen more, we can speak, we can read, we can write
Yeah.
in starting, and nowadays even we can connect to the people trainer also.
Hmm.
It's a
Okay.
boon.
Hmm.
Internet is
Okay.
a boon for the people. So I
Okay.
think these 3 to 4 things if we are doing, in initial itself, so through this we can start to think in English. And the
Okay.
translation method is wrong.
Hmm.
Suppose what happens now in our mind is, it's very easy to think in the to do the translation method, to use the
Mm-hmm.
translation method, bilingual. So so we have to, we never try to use this method.
Okay.
Yeah, I think these are the things which we can inculcate in our daily routine, and gradually we can start. And when
Hmm.
we start and when we are passionate about that, so we can find the ways.
Good. Very good. So, this is why I connect with people who are not trainers yet. I've been speaking to trainers. Of course, trainers have
Hmm.
their valid points, but
Hmm.
you have mentioned something very valid. I should thank you for that. I've been speaking about this, so I'll just add to that. First is not to translate. There was a time
Hmm.
when people used to, even trainers used to say, translate,
Hmm.
translate. No.
Hmm.
Thinking
Hmm.
in English, you have divided it into subpoints
Hmm.
effectively. So adding to that,
Hmm.
the first thing is, even if you don't know words, you know some words. I've done a video on this. You
Yes,
know some words,
basic.
box,
Hmm.
garden,
Hmm.
tree, put
Hmm.
some
Hmm.
prepositions. Pen is
Yes.
in box, this box,
Hmm.
that box, my
Yes.
mother,
Hmm.
cooking, enough.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And
Basic.
one
Hmm.
basic things. And one thing is you connect,
Child
like,
also learn in the same way.
exactly, exactly. So the same thing we
Yes.
can use. So as you said, children are like blank CDs, blank
Hmm.
CDs. Until and
Hmm.
unless you
Hmm.
put content, until and unless you
Hmm.
insert some
Yes.
content, it's blank.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
this blank
Yes.
CDs absorb a lot of things. The
Yes.
children imbibe language. And
Yes. Yes.
beginning, what do they say? Dada, mama, apple.
Hmm.
Maybe they don't
Basic.
even
Hmm.
know how to basic things. So as a
Yes.
learner, I think even if you have crossed a particular age, there's no problem. People ask, what do I say? So you have rightly answered that question. You have a lot of activities. You're doing so many things in a
Hmm.
day.
Basic. Yes.
Washing
We can
washing
give the
clothes.
basic words. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Washing
Yes.
clothes, washing dishes,
Whatever.
cooking,
Hmm.
cutting. I'm
Cooking.
cutting
Hmm.
carrots now. I'm going to
Yes.
make gajar
Chop.
halwa
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Chop.
Chopping.
Yes. Yes. Chop.
Yes.
Yes.
So even if it's wrong,
And
you begin with the
hmm.
20% of it and then you develop. This
Hmm.
is also known as layering. We were
Hmm.
speaking about
Hmm.
layering with another tutor.
Hmm.
Okay. And
Hmm.
then one
Hmm.
valid point is narrate the whole day before you go to sleep.
Hmm.
So recently,
Hmm.
one person told me while I was having a conversation, he is an engineer. He told me, ma'am, I write down my thoughts, not diary
Hmm.
writing. I reflect and I write down. This helps me. Now, you have added
Hmm.
something to it to narrate like a story, and that to your own day, which is very interesting. So
Hmm.
if you are
Hmm.
lazy to write, I think you can begin
Hmm.
talking to yourself. I
Yes,
woke up in
yes.
the morning. Even
Yeah,
if you say I
soliloquy
woke
we
up
can.
in the morning, it's
Yes,
okay. You correct later.
yes,
When
yes,
you
yes.
wake,
That,
just have
yes,
your own conversation, and then maybe you can write down if you're at ease, maybe 5 points from that, and put it up in a book.
yes,
That is also like a short
yes,
diary entry. And the last
yes, yes,
point
yes.
is creating your environment is absolutely right. You can connect with
Hmm,
anyone these days. Only thing is be safe.
yes.
And we have
Hmm,
platforms, fully
hmm,
secure platforms. We have
hmm,
trainers,
hmm.
learners.
Yes,
You
yes.
just
We
type
have.
learn English, and like how we are connecting. I don't know you.
Yes,
Like even before this, I had a
yes,
conversation. We connect from
yes,
two different parts of the world, though we are in the same
yes,
country. We
yes,
don't know each
yes,
other, we haven't seen, but the only thing you know about me is through my YouTube videos. And now I know
yes,
you.
yes,
It's so
yes, yes,
refreshing.
yes,
So, language, I
yes,
always say, is part of life. Like we have learned that in literature. Literature is all
yes,
that people do. Maybe slightly it is exaggerated when it comes to fiction, but otherwise it's all life. When you read the autobiography, biography, and everything, drama is
yes,
exaggerated version
yes.
sometimes. So,
Definitely.
language is definitely expression, it's part of life. And when you connect it with life, it becomes more productive and interesting. So
Yes,
that's what
yes,
you said right now.
yes.
And the
Passion. Yes,
consistency, throughout the
yes,
consistency,
yes.
doing it for 2 or
Consistency.
3 days is not going to help you,
No, no, no,
but
no. Actually, no, when we have a passion, so
yes,
consistency comes within. It
yeah,
automatically comes.
it
Because
comes.
suppose I'm tired, but still I want to do dance, I want to watch movie, I want to cook something, I want to do something for my son. So it gives me energy automatically
Yes,
because I
exactly.
really want to do it.
Yeah. So you said you
It
feel the language, now you think
yes,
in
yes,
English
yes,
and you
yes,
learn. So these
yes,
are the things,
yes.
it's sensory, all the
It
all the
gives you
sensory
energy.
yeah, it gives you
Yes,
energy by the end of the day, right?
which I
Okay.
feel. Yeah,
Yes, true,
yeah,
very true, very true. Okay, any
yeah.
questions before we
Yeah,
wind up?
ma'am. Yeah, question. Yeah, question means I just want to know about the improvement areas. Means I'm
Okay,
also striving to go. Yeah, to go for the
okay,
next level.
okay.
Yeah.
Right. So I've been listening to you for some time. So as let me begin with the strengths. Okay. So people may think it's because it's online, it's very easy to speak. There are people who struggle even while connecting themselves through this mode, through the medium. There are people
Yes.
who face problems when they connect digitally also. But in your case,
Hmm.
you have already got the input communication skills. In the sense,
Yes.
the
I feel.
energy is there. Yeah, the energy is there.
Hmm.
And the third thing is your sentences are mostly correct. You are able to use some vocabulary. You are able to
Yes.
complete your thought. Even if
Yes.
you're making grammatical errors, I'll come to that now.
Yes.
Even if you're
Yes.
making
I'm ready.
grammatical errors, even
Hmm.
if you know that there are
Hmm.
some areas where you have to work on, you're
Hmm.
absolutely completing your thoughts, which is quite difficult even with some of the trainers. They have good
Hmm.
language, but they drop their thoughts in between. You're not doing that. You're somehow completing it. Now, what are
Okay.
the action areas, areas of
Huh.
improvement?
Yes.
The first thing
Yes.
is you get confused between the prepositions. You know where to
Huh.
use it.
Yes.
Not that you don't have the
Hmm. Hmm.
knowledge. For,
Hmm.
at, off, to.
Hmm.
For, at, off, to. Now,
Yes. Yes.
in,
Yes.
at, all these are, it's
Sometimes
dependent on the,
on. Yeah.
yeah, it's dependent on the
Hmm.
context.
Even
I know that.
even I know consciously, but when I speak, so I do mistake. I make
Exactly.
mistake.
You make mistakes.
Hmm.
Vocabulary is something that we all work on.
Hmm.
Grammatical structure is when you get mixed up with past tense and present tense.
Hmm.
In
Hmm.
most of the cases, you are framing the right sentences, the structure is correct,
Hmm.
but here and
Hmm.
there,
Hmm.
you're using the wrong tense. See,
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
example, and also sometimes the usages, we don't say I do job, I work, I
Hmm.
teach,
Hmm.
I love learning.
Yes,
Okay,
I love.
you know that because
Hmm.
the next time when you use the same sentence is correct. And consciously,
Yes.
you didn't take any effort, you did it
Hmm.
effortlessly. So
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
think you need more practice focusing on these areas. So you need someone who will guide you with these
Hmm.
areas, not
Hmm.
starting all over again because you've already started
Hmm.
working on yourself. And one
Hmm.
more
Hmm.
thing that
Hmm.
trainers have to be careful with you when they begin the journey is you already know you're
Yes.
a literature student. It's not that you know
Yeah.
everything, you know about the language.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so that's slightly
Yes. Big.
dangerous. You already know about the language. It's not an alien to you. So when that
Yes.
knowledge is there, maybe you are not
Yes.
realizing is the knowledge is there and you're speaking with that knowledge. Now, what they have to do
Yes.
is just work on these areas effectively with the
Yes.
right activities.
Yes.
Okay, so it's
Yes.
partially
Yes.
lying between, these are the areas where we work on when it comes to intermediate upper intermediate learners and also the advanced learners. They have these
Hmm.
problems. When it's a beginner, it's
Hmm.
easy because we focus on all the things there. So it's
Yes,
easy.
yes, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
That's
But to check for the particular brush up,
particulars,
to go for
yes.
the skill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
speaking is in a spontaneous process. We
Spontaneous
cannot think,
process.
then we can speak,
Exactly. So consciously
isn't
you
it?
take the effort for some time and then it becomes
Hmm.
your practice and
Yes,
it becomes a part of you.
yes,
Yeah, right.
yes, yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
that's what I
Yeah.
feel.
So,
Thanks a lot for
yes.
connecting with me, Lalita. It was
Same
great.
from my side. Yeah, I'm so
It was great
excited. I've
speaking
been
to
so
you.
excited since
Even me.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
so thankful there are people connecting who are so productive for finding time to learn the language and to nourish themselves through learning. That's great.
yeah.